Our program includes many languages. Please log on to our program schedule for more details. suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes comprennent des émissions en plusieurs langues. Pour de plus amples informations, consultez suprememastertv.com/schedule.
ਸਾਡੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਸ਼ਾਮਲ ਹਨ ਅਨੇਕ ਹੀ ਭਾਸ਼ਾਵਾਂ। ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਲੌਗ ਔਨ ਕਰੋ ਸਾਡੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਕੈਡਿਊਲ ਨੂੰ। ਹੋਰ ਵਧੇਰੇ ਵਿਸਤਾਰ ਲਈ suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Within the Australian Aboriginal Culture and Spirituality, Part 1 of 2. Muru Mitiga, a place of connection.
That these laws, them three simple laws: respect each other, respect the animals, and respect the land, and gave us a spiritual connection to everything.
Watch on to find out more.
Hi, my name's Carl Wiki. Welcome to Murrumbidgee. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, Darug Nation. I say thank you to the ancestors past, present and future for having us on their land and being able to share our culture with everyone.
Greetings, compassionate viewers. I am Deborah from wonderful Sydney. The people of sun-kissed Australia wish you a multitude of blessings and a heart full of joy. Today, it is our pleasure to share with you some of the uplifting work done by Muru Mitiga. Muru Mitiga is a not-for-profit Aboriginal cultural and education centre established in Penrith, New South Wales, Australia, and it officially opened as a meeting place for sharing cultures in November 1999. Muru Mitiga is a celebration of the Aboriginal culture and provides a range of services such as cultural awareness, community support, community outreach and caring for country. A highly valued service of Muru Mitiga is how it weaves a powerful sense of connection, community, culture and identity within the Aboriginal community.
To Aboriginal people, it's very important because it's who we are and what we do. Culture is a very big part of our identity, so we have to stay connected with our culture. Some people don't have that culture, so they sort of lose that disconnection and they follow the wrong footpath into other places. So that's what we need to help people reconnect with their culture, so they stay connected with the land, with the animals, trees, even with other people as well. So that's why it's important that culture's a very big part of our life.
Elders bridge the past and the present and provide guidance for the future. They teach important traditions and pass on their skills, knowledge and personal experiences. It is for these reasons that in Indigenous societies, elders are treated with respect.
Yeah, they want to learn so much about their culture, connect with their elders, which is our elderly people of our community. So if they find a lot of knowledge from them as well, so that's the best way to gain more knowledge about culture, because our elders are a big part of it. They're the knowledge holders and they're the ones who've been through ceremonies and things, so they're like our mothers and fathers pretty much as well. So they pass on that. It's very important that they pass on that knowledge down to a younger generation. So that's what the elders become. So we do work with a lot of mental health, like drugs and alcohol. So we help them to connect with culture, to put them on the right footpath as well, to get away from that bad stuff. So that's why culture is very important. Because if you don't know culture, a lot of people lose their identity. So when we reconnect them with the culture, it puts them on the right footpath, back into those problems that they forgot, put them back on the right one to become to find employment, housing, financial as well. So that's why it's important that they connect with their culture.
One such person who deeply benefited from reconnecting with culture is Mr. Carl Wiki, who shares his story with us.
So I was lost for many years. I turned to drugs and alcohol as an escape. I had no identity, no cultural identity. So 27, I don't know, something started to change. I was always passionate about my mob, being Aboriginal, but I didn't even know what it was to being Aboriginal, I didn't know the roots or, none of them stories were being taught in schools. I started at Muru and had a couple of aunties there, a couple of uncles sharing stories with me, and there were some stories that were passed on through my family earlier on, but I started to get more of a deeper connection to everything. So, and then started to teach in schools, and they pass that message on, and started to form my identity in Boward. I just felt like I don't know, everything became an adventure again, and I was happy. I got really good, positive people in my life today, and great mentors.
We are going to take a short pause to admire the trees whose branches are dancing in the wind. When we return, we will learn some great Aboriginal wisdom from Auntie Ali. Welcome back to our program, Within the Australian Aboriginal Culture and Spirituality, Part 1 of 2, Murumitika, A Place of Connection, on Supreme Master Television. The Australian Aboriginal culture is rich in wisdom and spirituality, as Mr. Carl Wiki, a Murumitika cultural educator, describes.
We only have connection through love, and the way we can show love is through respect. Love comes from the heart. So when we do these laws, and 3 simple laws: respect each other, respect the animals, and respect the land, and gave us a spiritual connection to everything. So with that, I can only, by respecting the land and everything in it, I can't do anything that's going to harm you, or anything that I'm not going to like, because, that boomerang as well, the boomerang's law as well. Everything comes back to us, whatever we're throwing out. Everything's a boomerang effect, so.
In Aboriginal society, people did not own the land. It was part of them, and it was part of their duty to respect and look after Mother Earth. Knowledge of the land was passed down through song, dance, art and ceremonies.
For starters, we'll start taking only what we need. As I said, napaji, if I give and you give, we're all going to receive. So it keeps that circle, and same with the land as well. It comes back to simplicity at the end of the day, keep things simple. And like the old fellas, they kept it simple for so long, and that's why they were able to survive.
We also had the pleasure of speaking with Auntie Ali, a gifted painter and weaver, who told us about how she came to be introduced to Murumitika.
When I found Murumitika through my cousin, actually, Beatrice, my cousin, and she said, "Oh, you're a good artist, you should come out." And ever since I come out here, I find more peace and tranquility while I'm here. Paint, I can really think and do things. Whereas when I go home to my home from work, it's like, the daily grindage of rushing home. Which does your head in, and that's what I love about being out here.
Auntie Ali also shared some of her deep insights into some of the most important things in life.
Peace, love, time, humility comes first before anything. Without them things, you can't function properly. You have to have those things, and if you're not well, don't worry about it, because you've got a lot of people there to help you, to pick you up.
We are gladdened to know about the services, strong community and deep connection that Murumitika provides as they share their knowledge and help to uplift others.
For more information on Murumitika, please visit www.murumitiga.com.au.
Today, we continue with our program on Within Australian Aboriginal Culture and Spirituality, Part 2 of 2, The Magnificent Art and Wisdom. Murumitika is a not-for-profit Aboriginal cultural and education centre established in Penrith, New South Wales, Australia, and it officially opened as a meeting place for sharing cultures in November 1999. Murumitika is a celebration of the Aboriginal culture and provides a range of services such as cultural awareness, community support, community outreach, and caring for country. A highly valued surface of Murumitiga is how it weaves a powerful sense of connection, community, culture, and identity within the Aboriginal community. Aboriginals traditionally strengthen their connection to their land in many ways, one of which involves songlines, which Mr. Carl Wiki, a Murumitiga cultural educator, further explains.
Walkabout was about learning, looking, listening, learning. Walkabout was about the songlines. So these were pathways. These songlines were like pathways through the country. And along these songlines, we would do dance and song. At the same time, the uncles would be pointing out, certain trees and the names of them, the purpose for them. And we could, like one songline could entail walking for most of the day, just doing song and dance. And then at night we would stop at a campfire, and then the uncles would, sit around and share certain stories about them songs that we were just singing along them songlines.
Traditionally, Aboriginals taught their wisdom and culture through storytelling. One story is the story of how the Kookaburra got his laugh, and it has significant teachings also woven into the story.
Miami came down, he created the animals, and all the birds were lining up to get their sounds. And this was over like a week period. Miami came down one day and he seen the Kookaburra, and the Kookaburra was sitting there crying, and he's like, "What's the matter, little man, Why are you crying?" And he said, "I keep on getting here late. I keep missing out on my sound." And Miami said, "All right, I'm going to let you come up with your own sound. So I want you to take your time, because you're going to be the one that wakes up everyone in the morning too." Kookaburra went away, and Kookaburra sat up in the tree, and he was looking down, looking for a feed, and all of a sudden he seen this frog doing a bundy through the bush, 100 miles an hour, and there was this snake chasing the frog. The snake caught up to the frog, and he caught him, and the snake looked over to his right. He seen another frog. So the snake went to get the second frog, and the first frog jumped out of his mouth. He grabbed the second frog and realised that the first one had jumped out. So then he went back to get the first one, and the second one jumped out. And he kept on doing this. And eventually, by the end of it, he ended up with no frogs. And that's when the Kookaburra cracked up and started laughing at the snake. That's pretty much, that's our culture. He laughed at him because, he lost everything he had because he wasn't grateful. He was being greedy. So that teaches our kids about gratitude and not to be greedy, Be grateful for what you have, because you might not have it. So all them stories are always about that stuff as well. Greed, or, there's always the dual. You have the negative side to it and the positive side. And it's about, what the uncles tell me, just give, share, with no expectations.
Being connected to Mother Earth means respecting the environment, as Mr. Wiki shared with us when explaining the approach to cutting a branch from a tree.
I always ask for permission from Guni. Guni means mother, and Duncan is Earth, Mother Earth. So, and that individual plant or tree too, I'll always ask for permission and say thanks for that as well. So we believe that there's spirit in everything.
We are going to take a moment to admire the clouds as they drift across the bright blue sky. We will learn about the magnificent Aboriginal artwork when we return. Welcome back to our program. Auntie Ali from Murumitiga is a gifted artist and weaver who shares with us her experience of learning to paint when, as a child, the elders recommended it to her.
I only started out with just newspaper and food colouring dye and just a paintbrush, and just painted from there. And I taught myself. Can't remember. I never got taught from my elders. It came within. In my family, we have a lot of artists. Same like them. We wasn't taught. It was already planted, seeded here, and then you just got to find the right time till it germinates, and then it just comes out. Very important to our Indigenous brothers and sisters everywhere around the world, I've noticed, not only to mine but to others, But to mine, it's a meditative, when you're stressed, when you push the brush, when you put the line down, you breathe, exhale, and then breathing. It's all to do just like meditative things.
Auntie Ali sees her paintings as visions or dreams before she creates them, much to the amazement of some of her friends who watch her paint.
When I start painting, they'd actually sit there and watch me, and they'd be there for hours. And they said, "How can you do that?" And I said, "It's a meditative thingy." And then, and they said, "You must really have a very creative imagination." And I said, "No, how did you paint this?" I dreamt it probably 2, 3, 4 weeks ago or something. But how could you remember it? I don't know. It's like a blueprint on our culture and delivering art. It's in us. Yeah, it's very hard to explain, but it's there.
Auntie Ali gave us some insights into the painting that she was working on, including the symbolism of the animals and the colours.
This is a croc story, which is partially, I'm a long way from finished, so. So this croc here represents the whole tribe, the whole clan, and the nest is the future, because she has to lay eggs all the time. That is the future, that she holds the key, the eggs hold the key. Water represents life. It's a sustainable thing for us, salt or fresh. The red represents like the deep, and the yellow is mid, and the white means shallow. So no matter shallow, deep, or mid or ankle deep, you'd find life, fish, anything. That's what keeps us all together. So the fish, what I'm going to finish later on painting around the crocs, and that represents all different schools of all around Australia. The tribes, yeah.
We thank Auntie Ali and Mr. Carl Wiki for sharing these wonderful insights into the Aboriginal culture and the deep connection to the land that is so important.
For more information on Muru Mitigar, please visit www.murumitigar.com.au.
Thank you, graceful viewers, for joining us today for Within Australian Aboriginal Culture and Spirituality, Part 2 of 2, The Magnificent Art and Wisdom. Up next is Dr. Salish Rao, Self-Destruction or Metamorphosis, the Great Transition from the Caterpillar Culture to the Butterfly Culture, Part 1 of 2, right after Noteworthy News. May we all protect our beloved Mother Earth and treat her and all of her animal co-inhabitants with respect and kindness.
For more details and to check out our schedule for language availability, please visit suprememastertv.com/CTAW and suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Pour plus d'informations et pour consulter le programme des langues disponibles, visitez suprememastertv.com/CTAW et suprememastertv.com/schedule.
अधिक जानकारी और भाषा उपलब्धता हेतु हमारी सूची देखने के लिए कृपया देखें suprememastertv.com/HL और suprememastertv.com/schedule.